Alright, back into custom packs for another oddball combo, and this time it's going to be Woodpecker plus Calygreyhound. And we do actually roll a Greyhound in the shop here, but I'm not going to take it yet. I'm going to wait till closer to the end, once the Woodpecker is actually approaching its full power level. So Woodpecker is just one of those pets that tends to lend itself to winning very, very early. And you can see here we're actually still on full hearts. I drew on turn 4, but otherwise it's so far a perfect game. And here's the Greyhound ability: Feint, spend mana to remove 1 health per mana from the 2 most healthy enemies. We actually roll past another Greyhound there. So ideally I want the Greyhound to be high level. The Woodpecker is going to do enough damage to kill it in one shot, so it still does a lot of damage to the opposing team first. Then the Greyhound feints, and any of the survivors at the back will have all their health removed, and it'll be easy enough for the Woodpecker and the other members of my team to clear them up. Now, that's how we draw it up, but it's not necessarily guaranteed to go that way. And a lot of the time I was finding that I was getting to the end too quickly because the Woodpecker was just so good. Woodpecker Pineapple, you know, it's a custom packs classic. You see it all the time, and it's for a reason. And I guess that's mainly because it's very good tempo when you first take it, but also it doesn't really fall off because you can take Tiger or Wolverine later on to increase the damage output. So we take the level up on the Giraffe there, I think it was, and then I'm going to buy the Red Dragon. I was taking Red Dragon just for my own amusement, but since we're wiping a lot of the units at the front, there's often going to be weak units at the back that can be instantly KO'd by the Crisp, especially if they've had their health reduced by the Greyhound. So we're going to find the Thunderbird here. Unfortunately, it does mean that the Cyclops ability is wasted, but luckily we get the Quetzalcoatl on the level up, so I can bring that in. And then, I'm not 100% sure, but I think Quetzalcoatl prioritizes pets with the lowest level. So I think that it was guaranteed to hit the Woodpecker and miss the Giraffe. I could be wrong about that though, let me know in the comments. So the Crisp gets another kill here. Kind of an unusual summon team using a variety of the new units. They do get a lot of attack from the horse, the Pegasus, but the Mana Snipes are going to take care of the units at the back. So we're on 8 trophies already, and there are actually going to be 2 runs in this video because these Woodpecker games tend to be very, very short. So I think I'm debating here whether or not to spend the gold on the Woodpecker level, or I could just sell the Giraffe. We're going to take the level 3, and then I think I'm going to roll for the Greyhound. It would be a bit optimistic to find it here, but we do actually find another Thunderbird, so I think I'm going to take that instead. Now, one slight drawback with this is the fact that Quetzalcoatl is going to level up and spawn some tier 6s in the shop, which kind of makes it harder to find the pets you're looking for. But luckily we did find the Greyhound there before the turn was over. We just didn't quite have enough gold to buy it. Kind of an unusual Anubis team here, but when you're racing to an early victory, you do actually tend to face quite a few more unusual looking teams. So I think what I'm going to do here is actually sell the Thunderbird that I've just purchased, in order to guarantee that the Greyhound gets the buffs, and we'll take the level up on the Quetzalcoatl. Actually, maybe the Greyhound is guaranteed, like I was saying earlier, because it's the lowest level. I think it probably is guaranteed to get hit, and we end up selling the Thunderbird anyway. So level 2.66, that's probably going to be more than enough at this stage. And then we face another extremely strange looking team where they have level 2 Quetzalcoatl as well, but they don't have any pets for it to level up. And it really just comes down to whether or not Nessie has any rolls, and they didn't have any, so we end up winning. So there's a full hearts victory on turn 11 with Calygreyhound plus Woodpecker. But I really wanted to have some games where I got more than one turn with the Greyhound in the team at the end. Again, here we find one on turn 5, but I'm just going to pass it up. And we'll take the level up on the puppy to get the double lasagna a bit quicker. Actually opposing Greyhound here, and I think this team will come back later on in the video. but it's a win even though we play the 4 squad. And bringing in Cyclops again, I really, after playing this a bunch of times, I really had a bit of a formula going. I wanted, I think I'm going to end up with a slightly different team in this one, but there were specific pets I was looking for in every level up. Clearly I wanted Thunderbird and Woodpecker, but I was also hoping for Deer, and that's partly because I really wanted the Chili in order to try and knock out the pets at the back that have had their health reduced by the Greyhound. That often was a problem where I would reduce their health, but my units, because I'd spent all my gold trying to level things up, my units would generally be too weak. So we reactivate the puppy here, and I think, yeah, at some point I'm going to give up on the other frozen puppy, because we're not really going to need that level of stats. Now turn 7, the double Kappa team, we do remove the coconut at the back there, and we end up getting Eel plus Foo Dog. I don't remember the last time I had an eel on my team in custom packs. I actually maybe have never had it since they changed its ability. So level up on the Woodpecker, we get the bonus chocolate and the pineapple. And I think I'm probably going to sell the puppy now and take the crow, because then we can get a free chocolate onto the Thunderbird next turn as well. This person, I played this team almost every single game. It's really weird because it was always the exact same squad, and yet the matchmaking just kept giving me that same opponent. You would think they'd probably played multiple games. Now here I actually almost accidentally overwrite the Woodpecker in the shop by selling the crow too quickly, but thankfully I get away with it. So we take the level on the Thunderbird to make sure we get the free chocolate. And again, we find Quetzalcoatl. So now we don't really need to pay for the chocolate on the Woodpecker. So we'll use it on the Deer instead. And then there's a Greyhound, and I actually rolled past it. So I don't know if that was accidental, or maybe I just decided I still didn't want the Greyhound just yet. But yeah, watching this back, that could have been a pretty costly mistake in terms of getting the build I actually wanted. So level on the Deer, and you can see what I was mentioning about Quetzalcoatl. You know, it freezes a couple of slots in the shop, which is a bit annoying if you don't actually want the tier 6s. And we do find another Greyhound, thankfully, but I think I'm going to wait until... actually, really, the Cyclops doesn't do much here, because we're going to automatically get the level 3. And once something's level 3, clearly the Cyclops isn't actually contributing any more experience. Like I was saying, this is there's lots of really weird teams that you face that have won very quickly, and sometimes they are, having had such a great start, they're deciding that now is the time to pivot, and so they end up fielding much weaker teams because they're in the process of transitioning into a different lineup. So we find the Greyhound, and actually I get a mana potion, so I'm just going to top up the mana on the Greyhound at the front, and then we also get double Wolverine plus chocolate. So level 2 Greyhound, it should be more than enough at this stage of the game. Level 3 Skunk, so we just need to make sure that the snake doesn't hit the Thunderbird here, and thankfully they miss, so we're going to win here. That was, I think that was quite lucky, we could have easily lost that. Sell the Quetzalcoatl, level the Wolverine, and probably just freeze the mana potion in case we lose or tie. Mushroom as well for the Deer. And it's a level 3 Jerboa team, which probably is going to do pretty well against most opponents, but when the Greyhound is removing almost all the health, it's going to be an easy win for our Woodpecker team. So not quite a perfect game on that one, but still a very early win. Now we'll just look at some bonus clips. There were so many highlights from doing this. This one, the Woodpecker actually kills the 2 units at the front and removes the pepper from the swordfish, so it ends up fainting itself. And then the elephant comes back only to kill the tiger. Very amusing, that one. Next up we have this summon squad, and it looks like with Mushroom Eagle on the opposing team, we're going to really struggle. But we have the Hoopoe bird in the middle, which snipes the Pegasus, and then its ability ends up killing the turkey. And they get 2 useless spawns from the eagle. And the tomato from Quetzalcoatl kills the stork for the win. Very satisfying and unlikely outcome there, I think. Here's opposing Woodpecker, and they hit every single unit on our team. So it looks like we're in big trouble. But again, Hoopoe Bird, after the health has been reduced, gets a double kill, and the Thunderbird hangs on. 4 squad here. This is a very strange team with a double shark and the Monties at the front. Clearly they're trying to get the level 3 Monty achievement there, I think. And the mushroom on the Hoopoe Bird ends up getting the win. This one's another person going for the achievement. Tiger Leopard and Jellyfish Monkey. They've got the level 3 Great One. But again, the Hoopoe Bird mushroom seals the deal. I was taking Hoopoe Bird quite a lot to try and capitalize on the stat removal from the Greyhound as well. Again, Woodpecker hits the entire team, but I think this person's been playing a bit too much of the weekly because they're playing Kraken plus Banana on a lot of their units, and it ends up being a loss. And this next opponent was actually in the video earlier on, and it's a fellow Greyhound user with their Thunderbird as well. We remove a load of stats off the octopus, but although it has mushroom, the fact that our deer has mushroom as well means I think we're going to be fine. Don't think it made any difference which pet the octopus sniped there. And then last but not least, this one I felt like I really had to include it. Even though I'm bringing in the Greyhound right at the end, we've got level 3 on everything, and the game has gone super late, which is very atypical compared to the other runs. And I think, yeah, I was contemplating putting weakness on the Greyhound. I was doing that in some other games to make sure that the Woodpecker could kill it off early on. But not necessary here because of the Wolverine damage boost. We're easily going to KO it. And then this opponent is absolutely hilarious. We completely wipe them. They've got Great One 1-up. And then they've also got another Great One inside the Beluga. I think the odds of facing that 4 squad on turn 16 were pretty tiny, and it's so rare to see those really bizarre teams. So thanks to that opponent for really making my day on that one.